Schmay and middle blocker Kaz Brown. Coach, you want to start us off with an opening statement and then questions can follow?
Yeah, really proud of our team's just all around effort from scouting, and same goes with our staff, from our scout to how we prepared to how we showed up this morning for our serve and pass. I think that this team was hungry for a win, and we know that we've been going through a little bit of a storm with all of our injuries, and we've kind of been, finding our rhythm with this new group. And I think that everything clicked in our favor tonight, but it clicked because they made a choice to do it. And so just really proud of them. It's so hard to win here. It's really hard to get a sweep. So really happy.
Maybe were you surprised? No 5-setter this time against Omaha?
I'm not surprised ever by my team. No, I like I said, it's hard to win here. The crowd is always great. They support the Supernovas so well. And, for a minute in that third set, you're going, all right, here we go. But again, they made a choice to kind of step up and found ways to earn their own points, which was huge. We didn't wait for them to make mistakes. And so I think we've been hungry for a sweep. So it's really nice to see.
Yeah, you talked about that third set. You're down 17-12. You had a couple kills and a block during the comeback. What was that decision you made and kind of fueled that comeback?
I think I just know that as a middle, I only played 3 rotations, so I have half as much time as some of my other teammates to make just as big of an impact. So I think that's really been a key for me, is just understanding like those 3 rotations I'm in there. I have to be impactful, whether it's offense, defense, touching balls, cheering, whatever that looks like for my team. And I have to give credit to Hannah Pukas. She was a really good blocker for us tonight, and she set me up to be successful.
Now, talk overall the offense. I mean, it seemed like you were going off. I mean, how good was Hannah setting you up and allowing you to have that success?
Yeah, I've had a lot of reps with Hannah in the practice gym. So, I mean, just the support from the team. Like, I hear people every time I get set, everyone's yelling, swing, big swing, big swing. So that gives me a lot of confidence just to go up there and rip the ball. And I just have a really nice hitter connection with Hannah. So makes playing in the game easy.
And for the both of you, this is pretty close to a home match. I mean, Waterloo, Iowa, Casper, Wyoming.
Yeah.
What was it like being able to play in front of family potentially the first time this? Probably, I was about to say, you played once before here at CHI, but another fun matchup in front of their friends' family.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot tell you how many volleyball games I have played in Omaha, Nebraska, just throughout my club career and then the last 3 years here in MLB. So it's definitely a really great atmosphere. Like from the time we are taking off in the airport, the plane is going to Omaha, people are asking you about the Supernovas or asking you about volleyball, which I think is really great. It's really great for our sport. So like Amy said, never easy to win here, but always fun to play in front of this crowd.
Same feeling as you for me.
Yes, ditto. It's always a treat to play in Nebraska. It's just really awesome.
Amy, how important was it for you to get both your middles involved and kind of maybe exploit what you can with Omaha there?
I think it's important for the remainder of the season. I think it's a big part of our identity. We want our middles to be, up in the double digits for point scoring. And again, I just think about Hannah and how she's tried to find her rhythm over the last few matches. And we had a conversation last night about be yourself, right? Like stop thinking so much and just go be Hannah from Oregon, who was a ball slinger, and would take the risks and find her middles. And I think she stepped into that role really well tonight. I'm really proud of her.
You notice a little bit of Hannah getting more comfortable in the offense and slinging the ball around more?
Yeah, for sure. I think, we've kind of let her play her game a little bit more, and I just try to be as available as I can. I know that if I am heating up offensively, that opens up other people for us. And I think that's like what we want to get to. We don't necessarily need someone to have 30 every night. If everybody can find a way to get 10 to 15, like that's how we know that we're firing on all cylinders. So I think Hannah's been doing a great job of that. There's been a lot of feedback between her and I about how to get going, especially on that slide. And I think tonight was, she did a really good job of that.
Just second sweep of the season. What does that mean to you to be able to come into Omaha, get that win, get in straight sets?
It means a lot. I feel like everybody in this league is super competitive and tough to beat, and it's really hard to sweep teams. We always talk about that in our gym. So I think it just goes to show like we have so much fight and we can beat really anyone on any day. So
How important was it to set the tone early on and come out and take that lead first set, second set, take those leads early to do what you want to today?
yeah, it's super important, especially playing a team like Omaha where they have that huge home crowd. I think coming in first set and setting the tone is super important. I think we did a really good job of that.
Coach, you mentioned that third setting, it kind of felt like a little bit there where Omaha's starting to get back into it. You're like, maybe it goes back to a fourth. Do you feel like those back-to-back blocks there from Kaz and from Hannah was kind of the start turning the tide, making sure this would be a sweep, or do you feel like that turning the tide happened a little earlier there in set 3?
I think it was Lindsay Vanderweide. I always think, Lindsay is the epitome of a team player. And last week we saw her come in as the opposite. And today she came in as the outside. And she just brings this spark of competitiveness and energy that I think kind of gives to the rest of the team. And so she studied us out in serve receive. And then I think her stuff block that she got on Parsons there helped us go on a run and then kind of like got everybody else to be like, all right, it's my turn next and go find your hitter. And I think that it was Lindsay that brought that.
I think her first rally, she hit the ball out of bounds. No worry when that happens, though.
It's Lindsay. She's going to hit the ball. I don't expect Linz to tip. We did talk a little bit about like, hey, find your rhythm on that first swing, but she does every part of the game well. And so one error from Lindsay, I'm not sitting there questioning how she's going to show up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Supernovas post-match press conference. Joining us today is head coach Lucas Silve alongside outside hitters Brooke Nunaviller and Nora Tabrock. Starting with Brooke, she led the Supernovas with 11 points, which included 11 kills. And Nora, she finished second on the team with 8 points with 6 kills and 2 blocks. The Supernovas today hosted 11,305, which is the 12th biggest crowd in U.S. Pro Volleyball history. It is the 19th crowd of 10K or more. The Supernovas now have hosted 26 of the top 27 crowds in U.S. volleyball history. Coach, if you could start off with a general statement about your thoughts on the match, and then we will open it up to questions.
Yeah. Without even knowing the numbers that you just brought up, energy in the building was very unique, very special on this special occasion where we recognized cancer survivors. I think all of us in our families, we do have cancer survivors and also close ones that passed because of that disease. So I would really like to thank our fans for showing up, giving us all the love and support tonight, and really trying to help us to get back in the game. When we walked out of after set 2, and you just kind of felt all 11,000 plus people are with us, every single one of them. So I would like to thank them for doing that for us and supporting us, regardless, not the outcome that we wanted tonight or today.
Lucas, the offense really never seemed to get in gear. What was your kind of diagnosis? What was going wrong?
Yeah. It's really, today it's one that it's really hard to debrief. It's just, we were off. And we always talk about improvements, and we were just not the cleanest in general last 4 days. So I don't think I have a great pulse. It's just, it was one of the days where wheels fall off, and we try to find ways, and we just got to continue learning from that and find the rhythm back. And I'm absolutely positive that we didn't lose the rhythm, we didn't lose the mojo. It was just one of the days that you write down lost in 3, and you watch a bit of video and like, yeah, screw that, and we got to move on. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to, for sure. We're going to chat about it. We're going to sit about it. Staff, team, leadership council. How can we make sure we are emotionally in the right place, ready to compete for the second half of the season? We're positioned great to attack top 4. So a lot of positives, even though tonight was not the performance and that we would performance that we would like to have. Yeah.
Brooke, you talked on Thursday night about coming out playing, fighting hard, but you fell behind very early on. What from your perspective went wrong in that first set?
We talked about it for the first 2 sets, and I think we had better glimpses of it in the third, but it's like we're just preaching punching back, and when teams punch us, like, we can't look defeated. And I think, like Lucas said it too, like every single one of us on our face, including myself, at moments look defeated. And there's, like he said, there's going to be matches where that's the case, and you have to go out there and something has to change in your energy. And even if you don't feel it for the night, you have to fake it sometimes. And I think we did that in the start of the third, and then we actually started to believe it towards the end. But yeah, I think like those are controllable things. It's one positive out of this match. Those are all controllable things. Mindset. I mean, our offense was not very good tonight, but I think it starts with our mindset. It starts with not like attacking them and just being fearless and going out there and giving it all you have. I think I never question effort and fight, but just like attitude and like just knowing how good we are.
Nora, when you start the game with the bench too, but when you come in, what do you try to do when you see what happens the first set unfold? What are you trying to do when you come into the match?
I mean, bring a spark. That's what we're all supposed to do coming off the bench. I think this team plays the best when we're playing with joy and fearlessness and just gritty energy. And that's what, I mean, we all try to bring coming off the bench. I think just a little swagger too. We kind of talked about it. Like we weren't really playing with like swagger is like the best word that I can think of. Like like Brooke said, we just need to go out and act like understand, know that we're gonna punch teams and not just hope to not get punched. Like we have to go out there and expect to be great and to play how we know we can play. And I don't think that we're doing that on a consistent basis. So just a little more swagger, I think, would help us.
Luca, how much was Orlando's middle blockers? I mean, both of them had big matches offensively and defensively. How much was that throwing off what you were trying to do on your side?
We expected that. We, in preparation for the match, we knew there's like 4 out of 6 rotation. Every time they have good pass, they will set middles. And they probably did a little bit less early on. They were going more and setting their opposite, and then they start feeding them. So we knew that's coming. We were probably expecting that's going to happen right off the bat, but it did happen, and they had a great night. But again, I truly believe, as you already mentioned at the very beginning, it's just things were a little bit rocky on our side of the net more than just looking at first set is where we're outpassing them. We killed a little bit more. We killed more balls, maybe not efficiency because we blocked. So it was everything was like, and we gave like 6-7 points away that we usually don't. So it was again a lot on our side of the net more than the opponents, but they put us in this position where they had a success, and congratulations to them.
Nora, Luca kind of mentioned this too. What's the significance of the pink out match and having the crowd dressed in more pink playing in front of them mean for you, to you?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it was hard after the first set to not like get emotional when we were all standing and seeing how many people's lives have been affected by cancer. Thomas kind of reminded us this morning, like, that coming to a Supernovas match might be like the one fun thing that people get to do in a week. It might be the one fun thing they get to do in a month. Like some people, we are so blessed to be able to like have bodies that can work hard and like come into gym every day and feel good. And there are people that are so sick. And I think we often take like our position for granted. I think that's such a good reminder. Just perspective. I mean, we're playing a game, and yeah, it's a job, but also there are people that are fighting for their lives. So I think so cool to just see how many people showed up. But yeah, it's really emotional, and yeah.
What does the pink out match mean to you?
Yeah, like she said, I mean, that was really nicely said. We like walk in the locker room after a loss and like we think our lives are over, and it gives us a lot of perspective. And the fact that we just get 11,000 people, we hold 26 out of 27 of the record for professional volleyball in the States in attendance. And like moments like this, Heroes Night, can't stomp out Cancer Night, like whatever it is, we do a really good job like trying to recognize the significance of our community and give back to the people that are going through tougher things than we are, for sure, after a loss. But just the fact that they came out to support us, and hopefully like we can do a good job giving back to them. But we have unsolicited support in this organization, and hopefully we can go out on the court and, fight for them a little harder too.
Luca, last time we talked, you had a big trade that went down too. I mean, how were you involved in that process, and what does that trade do for your lineup going forward?
Of course, as a head coach, you are involved in those conversations. I think trade happened, and we got a libero that's going to definitely help us. We're happy. We were happy in the past with the libero lineup. We're happy now with what we have. And we'll see how things are going to evolve. She hasn't even practiced with us yet. Today was her first touch of volleyball with this group. Luckily, now we have a couple of days off, and then 3-4 practices where we can see and see how this is going to go. Listen, it is what it is. I already moved on. It's part of the business. We're extremely happy for Morgan that she found new home. We're supportive. We wish her all the best, and she's going to be always part of our family.
Brooke, I mean, we were kind of alluded to it. You got a week off before your next match too. I mean, with a new player coming in, getting her kind of grounded, and also flushing the past week, what are you looking forward to over the next week?
I hate losing so much. I hate it. luckily you get a choice, you know. I think teammates can take an hour and they can sulk in it a little bit and let it sting, but I think every single time in anything in life you get a choice. So I think hopefully this week we all take the choice to learn from this match. Never want to feel like it again. At least never want to act like that on the court physically and like just the things that we can control. But every girl on this team works so hard and they want it. And so I think it's a big lesson that we can learn tonight, and time is a great thing for us, and we can get in the gym and we can, you know, say words and mean them and actually act on them in the gym. So I think we'll get better. It'll be amazing for Elena to be able to adjust a little bit. Like, she's just been on a whirlwind of a travel and just getting accustomed to everything. She's amazing so far. So we're excited. Yeah. Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, when she first got to Stanford, she had just transitioned from outside hitter to libero. And then by the time I was leaving, like, I could just see like a tremendous improvement in her game as a libero. And I think she was Pac-12 libero of the year for 2 or 3 consecutive years. So she's amazing. She's going to help us a bunch. And like Luca said, like, it's always tough to lose a teammate, but Morgan it seems like she's super happy, and we're excited for her too.
Luke, you look at the back half of the season and after this front half, what are some of the big things that you really like out of this team? And then heading in, you know, what are a couple things, you know, looking to improve upon, especially this week here, just focusing on practice and such?
Yeah, like up until probably a couple of days ago, where you see things are heavy for because of everything's long season. We had a successful 5-match winning streak, and then we lose at home where we really want to win badly, and we lose in 5. So all these things pile up, and physically and emotionally exhausted and tired. Everything leading to that point, I really like what our women are doing. They show up for work. They're professionals. They're taking care of their bodies, and they care. They care. So that's kind of the biggest take from what I've learned. And we've overcame a lot, and we adjusted and adapted and pulled things out of I don't know where, and came out with some great wins where maybe we were not better opponent. And that's always good to know, that you have a group of people that, even they're not there at their best, they compete, and they're able to push. Moving forward is just continue with that, but try to reset a little bit. And I'm not going to say go from the clean slate, because you cannot. We're halfway into it. But hey, we know we're in a great position to be where we want to be, I don't know, 2 months from now. But it's going to take a little bit of a readjustment, and just go back to the standards that we set early on in the season, because I think we were holding extremely high standards. Bar was really high, and we got to make sure we go back to that. Because the reality is not everybody's playing, and I know that's heavy, but they're all contributing in many ways, and that's the positive. And we got to understand that you do have value, even though if you don't have 10 kills a match, you do have value if you go about business the right way, if you're supportive and doing all the things that we talk about. So I know our group can do that. And yeah, I know the 2 days off is not going to solve many problems. It's going to give a lot of rest to these players. But we gotta just do a little bit of more thinking and what's the right path for us to continue rising as a group. But again, this is a very, very competitive league. I think you might be 500 and make the playoffs. You know, it is what it is. It's pretty crazy. Of course, we're striving to be more than 500. But I'm looking forward to next couple of days for them. And I'm already like, hey, what can we do on Wednesday in our gym to make a tiny step forward? So I'm ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.